Okay, so in my Camillus rope knife video, which is this knife right here, the video should have been posted earlier the week you're watching this. Of course, I'm filming this way before that, but that's just kind of how I do things for the most part. And in that video, I said that I was going to clean this knife up a little bit and maybe film it. That's going to be this, but I'm not really going to clean it up that much because it really doesn't need to be cleaned up that much. I could polish these bolsters. I'm not going to worry about it. But basically, I'm just going to sharpen it and oil the pivot to try to make the action better again. So I'm going to grab my little dropper bottle of mineral oil over here that I got at the Dollar Tree. Um, there's two different bottles they have at the Dollar Tree. Um, there's this dropper bottle here, and then there's this like squeeze bottle. You can get these both at the Dollar Tree. You get a 2-pack for $1.25, I believe is Dollar Tree's price now. Um, but this dropper bottle works a little bit better because it doesn't leak. However, the dropper pipet thing doesn't hold the oil very well, so you don't even really need to like squeeze the thing to release mineral oil. So that's kind of a thing, but it's $1.25 for two of them, and this is glass. So I do think I prefer the dropper bottle over the squeeze bottle that I had before. Okay, let's put some mineral oil in that pivot. Let's see. Oh, I feel some grit getting worked out already. The action's a lot better already, just with a little bit of lubrication, as is pretty typical. A lot of these older knives just have some gunk in them, and if you get them, put some mineral oil in them, or some WD-40 or whatever, and just kind of work them back and forth a bunch, they'll get a lot better when it comes to action. Get a tissue here. You can see some gunk working its way out there, I think. Yeah, there's some gunk there. Let me wipe over here as well. Maybe wipe off the tang of the blade. Just try to get any of that extra gunk that's working its way out. But this is a nice little knife. I think I paid like $25 for this. I don't remember. 30 maybe 30. I don't know. I did do a video on this. I might have even paid less than that. I'm not sure, but this is a USA made Camillus rope knife, which I thought was cool. And I don't think I paid a lot for it. And it's still in pretty good shape and everything. You can see some more black gunk working its way out there. This is just something that's pretty standard. Even with new knives, a lot of times you have to kind of do this to get the action where you want it to be when it comes to slip joint pocket knives anyway. A lot of times they need a little bit of break-in, even when they're new. I can definitely hear the grit. I don't know. It's right there. Really gritty. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. It was really gritty right there. So if I just kind of keep working on this, I think I can probably, let's try to wipe out the inside part here, in fact. Try to wipe out in between the liners here, that might help. But basically, when a knife sits for a long time, it does tend to get some corrosion in it. If it's in somebody's pocket, it can have rust or pocket lint or any number of things in it. And this whole, pivot type flush thing that I'm doing really helps build back up the action of the knife. Well, it's still gritty. It's right there. Why is it so gritty right there? I don't know. Let me see if I can get into this part of the blade under the liner here, because that would be good, I think. That came out completely black. It's still pretty gritty. I'm going to add another drop or two of mineral oil in here. So I'm going to add it like here. Just let it kind of soak in there a little bit before I start moving this action here. And let's see if we can get rid of that grittiness. Well, it's better. So not perfect. But yeah, let's move on to the next part. The action's already so much better than it was, just being lubricated. That's a big part of the action of a knife, especially an older knife like this. It's just making sure it's lubricated because, like I said, they get gunk in them and everything. If you watched my live knife video not too long ago, I had that old case that as soon as I put some mineral oil in it, completely brought back the action, which was crazy. I haven't had that happen before, but mineral oil does work numbers. Okay, so next is going to be sharpening this. There's a couple spots where this blade is very obviously, the edge is a little rough. So I'm not going to worry about it being, yeah, edge is really rough. I'm not going to worry about it being perfect today. I'm just going to do a working edge on it, which is, I'm just going to use my Work Sharp pocket sharpener here, and I'm just going to try to use this to try to put a working edge on this knife, just to get it sharp enough to use and everything. Just run it a few times on the diamond side here, on both sides of the edge, obviously. Try not to round off the tip of this sheep's foot blade. I believe you would probably call this a modified sheep's foot, maybe. Typically, these blades being like rope knives for like sailors and stuff. I think the idea was to not have a sharp point to accidentally hurt somebody or yourself, or on purposely hurt somebody. I think that was kind of the idea behind that. All right, are we feeling more even? I think we are. Let's move on to the ceramic side and see where we're at now. Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh, it's feeling pretty good. Feeling any nicks or anything? Let's give it a couple more passes on here. Now, as you're doing this, I like to go a little bit lighter, because I feel like going a little bit lighter on the ceramic rod helps make the edge a little bit less toothy. And then you might want a toothy edge, especially because this is a rope knife. If you're going to cut rope with it, having a more toothy edge is better. But typically I want to have an edge I can shave arm hair with. We're not going to get this on the Work Sharp pocket sharpener because it's not quite that good. But actually, it is that good. I'm just not normally that good with it. But let me see if I can show here. I don't have a lot of arm hair left because this is how I test to see if my knives are sharp. But it is popping hair out of my arm. You can see there. There is some hair on there. So yeah, that is plenty sharp. Sharp as any knife ever needs to be. And if you don't like the shaving hair thing, let me grab a piece of Post-it note here. And yeah, it's sharp. There's no huge gouges in the blade or anything. So I think I did really well on this knife. Somebody who knows the market might disagree, but it's in good shape, and I forget what I paid for it. I'm kind of thinking it was like $15, but I'm not sure that's correct. You're gonna have to look back in my other Camillus video to know what I paid for it because I filmed that like a month ago, so I forget. but if I remember correctly, I did fairly well on this knife. I feel like anyway, and especially now that it's nice and the action's a lot better. And now it's sharp. Yeah, so this little knife is very going to be very handy to have, I think. Don't know if I'll carry it very often or anything, but I think it's definitely a cool piece to have. But yeah, if you want to hear me talk more about this knife, check the video that should have been posted on Monday of the week that I'm putting this up. and there'll be a little bit more information about it, I believe. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good day.